Latrell Sprewell, you know you got to be the man if you get a whole style of rims named after yourself. A lot of people, they this when you heard of the rims called Sprewells, what Latrell was the first one with them. But outside of all of that, Latrell Sprewell had game. Too many people know him for choking PJ Carlissimo, which he did choke him. But not enough people remember that, for a 5 year stretch, he averaged over 20 points a game, and he never averaged less than 12.8 in his career. He was 34 years old when he left the NBA. He probably still could have played another couple years. Latrell Sprewell was one of the best wing players of his era. He really was. I took the 93-94 season when he was with Golden State, 21 points a game, played all 82 games, led the league in minutes, 43.1 minutes a game. Now, he only shot 43% from the field that year, made 36% of his threes, 77% of his free throws, 4.9 rebounds, 4.7 assists, like I said, 21 a game, 2.2 steals. So, and like that, along with the dunks, the nasty, I think this renders kind of good. It kind of almost looks like he's bald head in real, like you see the old Golden State Warrior pictures, but he doesn't get the little shadow. I couldn't really find the perfect one, the one that I felt was perfect, so I went with that, with that one there. But as much as I remember the nasty, ferocious two-hand dunks and just, people talk about like Russell Westbrook playing angry. Latrell Sprewell, especially with Golden State, played angry. And as much as I remember the ferocious attacks to the basket, I remember this lockdown defense that he used to play as much as anything. Dude was a really good defender. I tweeted something a little earlier. I said, man, because I was just thinking, I was like, imagine Latrell Sprewell playing with Tom Thibodeau. Now, some people might think, oh, no, that wouldn't work because of Sprewell, head case or whatever. He'd been a choke Tom Thibodeau. See, I think the opposite. I think that he and Tom Thibodeau would have worked real good together because with Thibodeau, if you rebound, if you defend, you good. He don't care. You can hit his car with a brick if you defend, and it doesn't matter. And Latrell was going to defend. He'd get out and on the break and just, oh my God, it would have been nasty. Would have been nasty. Never happened. Never will. But that's it. Let's take a look at the ratings for Spree. I gave him an 84. Gave him 84 overall. I think that's a good rating. He got a decent three-point shooting. The athleticism is very good. The dunking is good. The defense is really good. So I hooked him up there. I think he can be an asset. I do. I really do. I think he can be an asset. Let's look at the badges. I really kind of hit him there. I really did. 25 I gave him. 9 gold. Acrobat. Corner specialist. Microwave. Scrapper. Interceptor. Perimeter lockdown defender. Pick dodger. Pickpocket. Transition finisher. Let's do it. Let's go to this next guy. Employee number 8. Chicago native Antoine Walker. You know what? It's hard to. Is Antoine Walker, was he a stretch 4? It's hard to, I don't even know what you call him. But power forward, 6'8". They list him at 224, but anybody that saw Antoine Walker play pretty much knows he wasn't 224 pounds since he was in high school probably. But alrighty. I got the 24-year-old Antoine Walker. 23.4 points a game. You realize he averaged over 20 a game 5 times in his career? He put the ball in the basket. He shot a lot, but he put it in the basket. Like I said, 23.5 points and 23.4 points a game, 1.7 steals, 5.5 assists, 9 rebounds, 72% from the free throw line, 37% from three-point range, but only 41% from the field. It was difficult to give him, pick a season for him because he never really shot the ball well at all. The best he ever shot from the field was when he was 29 years old. He shot 43.5% from the field. That was the best he ever shot. And yeah, so he's definitely a volume shooter. So I picked this one. He's a unique player though. A big guy like him, being such a distributor, shot a lot of threes. You know, he led the league in 3-point attempts 3 years in a row. I mean, he shot a lot of threes. So another reason why his percentage was probably so low. I couldn't make him quite as big or chunky as he actually was because he was a bigger, thicker body guy, but 2K don't really allow you to do that. So that was that. He also had the set shot, more the set shot jump shot. That might even be too much height on his jump shot, but it's similar to that. So we got that. Definitely not a explosive athlete, so there's not much to see from the dunk standpoint. But from a big guy, you know, he had some shake to him. You know, he definitely had some shake to him. So it gave him a little 11 crossover, behind the back, the spin. I even gave him a hezzy, which most power forwards never have a hezzy. And I gave him the signature size up and lays it up like a swing man. And we got this basic one and that basic one. But I originally thought they were going to list him as a small forward. So I had him as a small forward. So, no, I changed it already. I forgot. Sorry. All right, so now it's time to look at his actual ratings. He only got a 78. Like I said, not a great athlete. Also not known for his defense. And then you got the shooting issue, but only shooting 41%. So I couldn't, where was I going to give it to him at? So I gave him the 3-point love there and the ball handling thing. But that's about it. He's a unique dude. If you don't mix up the rosters and do a fantasy draft, he'll never play for your Celtic team. But if you do a fantasy draft, you might be able to get him as a little bench guy to shoot off, come off the bench, hit the three. Badges, I gave him 11. 2 gold, microwave and volume shooter. And that's about it. So there you go. Antoine Walker. Let's look at this last guy. Dino Rađa. Only hardcore 90s NBA fans even know who Dino Rađa is. Oh, who he is. Only played 4 seasons in the NBA. Came as a 26-year-old rookie from Croatia. Played for the Boston Celtics. I used the third year in the league, was the 95-96 season. Only played 53 games. Started getting hurt a lot. Averaged 19.7 a game. 9.8 rebounds. 1.6 assists. 0.9 steals. 1.5 blocks. Shot 50% from the field. He had a really good post game, and he was one of those guys like came around the time of Arvydas Sabonis and not far long after like Tony Kukoc and Vlade Divac, and just when there are a lot of European players starting to come into the NBA, and he could really play. He could really score. Just didn't have a long career. Wasn't extremely athletic, but just had a nice post game. And one of the things about him was the stereotype for the European players that came over was that they were like non-physical and, they were kind of, could be pushed around and that sort of thing. Well, Dino Rađa was not like that. He was physical down low, especially like as a post scorer. Not so much, he wasn't a great post defender, but as a post scorer, he was not to be pushed around. You weren't going to just push him off his base and that sort of thing. So I thought he was a pretty decent player. I kind of hooked him up for this particular season because he had really good numbers. So let's take a look at what I gave him. 11 badges, 2 of them gold, brick wall and bruiser, because he, like I said, was pretty physical. Gave him an 83 overall. It's mostly because of the post game and the rebounding. Gave him some love on that. Shoot 50% from the field, taking a good amount of shots, and he was a good rebounder. So I had to hook him up there. So as we skip through here, it's time for the clue for the next episode. This guy was a second-round pick, but once scored 60 points in a game in 2006. Not practice, a game. A game. In one game, he had 60 points, 2006. Y'all pretty much already know anyway. If I give another clue, y'all going to just jump through the computer or your mobile device because people have been asking about this guy for a minute. But if you saw, this is one of my favorite movies, so I'm going to give you a real obscure reference. One of my favorite movies is Frailty. So if you haven't ever seen the movie Frailty, Frailty, you need to watch it. It's off the meter. But a reference from that movie, I had to wait till you put him on my list. Had to wait till he was on my list. He's on my list next. Y'all stay tuned for this next episode. I appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.